Hello,
Hi.
everybody. So glad you could make it. We're all excited to get cracked down in our reading or writing.
Mhm.
You guys want to tell everyone what you'll be reading or writing or whatever?
Yes. So my plan is to read Rules for Being a Girl.
Nice.
I'm gonna be working on editing my book as I have been for the last some odd sprints we've been doing.
I'll be reading A Whole New World.
Fantastic.
Yeah, uh, I just read that chapter like 10 minutes before we started sprinting, and I got to the point where, like in the original Aladdin movie, how he was in the Cave of Wonders, and then he like gets all trapped, but he has the lamp with him to help get him out. But so
Mhm.
there's a little twist where Jafar's supposed to get a hold of the lamp before him. He gives the lamp to Jafar, and
Oh,
then he's trapped in the
Mm.
cave.
So I wonder how
So
he's
now
gonna get out because I
I have no
think
idea.
the genie gets him out of the cave
Yeah.
originally, right?
yeah.
Oh.
Well, I think it was actually the magic carpet that got him out because Aladdin had tricked
Oh.
the genie, so he didn't use a wish.
You're right, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So he might still. I think he still has the magic carpet with him in there, so maybe he can still get out.
Yeah.
Hi, Tina. So glad you could make it. Hello, y'all. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna read. Nice.
What are the books you're
Nice.
deciding between?
Yeah. But last night I completed my Goodreads goal. Yay!
Awesome. How many was that?
Yeah, I forgot if you mentioned. But yay, that's great. According to my Goodreads, I'm right on track. Are you guys ahead, behind, or on your Goodreads goal at all?
I've been ahead of my goal for once, like all year I've been multiple books behind, so it's kind of funny. I finally caught up and gotten ahead.
That's
Nice.
awesome. Yeah, I've been always surpassing my goals since February. Of course, that makes sense reading one book,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
hey, that's still, really good. And at least it
Yeah.
removes the pressure from Goodreads.
Yeah, I mean, like something like a Goodreads reading challenge is like only really helpful if it helps you, but if it doesn't, set yourself a very easily obtainable goal, or a reasonable
Mm-hmm.
goal, I should say. It's
Yeah, definitely.
easy to say I'm gonna read 100 books this year, but for me, that's an unreasonable goal. I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
I had originally set my goal this year at 100 at the beginning of the year, but since I was in an almost year-long slump last night, that was a little bit out of reach. I mean, I did only get back into reading in October, so I was like, that probably wasn't smart. So I did lower it to, what did I lower it to? 65 or 60. But then I was reading those charm books, and there's a lot of those, and they're really tiny, so I ended up uh, reading like a lot. So I upped it again to 80. Um, and I'm doing pretty well with that. So it's staying at 80
nice.
for now. It's 75.
Yep,
Nice. Not
that's my
bad.
goal too for this year. Not quite there yet though.
Last year I was 15 books behind my goal. Yeah, I
It
don't.
happens.
I mean, with Goodreads goal, I don't stress myself out about it if I can't get it. I'm like, fine, that's why you're allowed to edit your goal too. If you get close to the year and you're like, oh, there's no way I'm gonna make it, then definitely lower it. I don't take it as seriously as some people do. Like I think some people get really stressed out by their Goodreads goal, and I don't let it stress me out. But I think last year was the first time I actually set a Goodreads goal, so
Nice.
I don't remember what I said it to though. I probably didn't make it with the fact that I ended up in a slump. Oh, I did make. Okay, I don't remember what I had it originally, but I remember lowering it because I got into that slump, and I lowered it to 25, which I did do a tiny bit over 25, I think, or did
Nice.
exactly 25 or 26, somewhere around that. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so that was my Goodreads goal for last year.
I think my Goodreads goal for last year was like originally 35 books because that's what I had read in the year 2020. And then like as I was reading, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hit this goal in like super fast. So I upped it to 50 books, and I think I ended up reading 54 books. So I was like, yay, I'm getting faster at reading.
Yay!
So that's why this year I'm like, okay, I'm gonna add 25 books to that goal. See if I
And the
can do
next year I had
that.
25 more books.
Exactly. That's why I'm working my way up to the 100 book goal.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same as a goal for fun, definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely. Just for fun. Try to see if you how many you can read. Try to improve your reading too, you know?
Mhm.
Definitely. So have you got much done today? Reading, writing wise, anything, Robin?
I haven't read it all today. Yesterday I read a lot more because I was kind of just doing like a social media break yesterday. So I had finished the novella I was reading, and then I read probably two more chapters of Book Lovers, but I'm like almost halfway through Book Lovers. I'm not quite there yet. But I'm getting along in it, and I should probably be able to finish it by the end of this month. But
I think you're doing well considering it's really outside of your preferred genre.
yeah, that and I'm reading it as an ebook, and I don't really like reading ebooks. It's not my preferred format, but like I couldn't get it as an audiobook. The wait list was like 12 months out or something. It was
Oh wow.
really, really crazy.
Nice. But at least you're getting somewhere with it.
Yeah, and I pretty much I'm like happy with what I've achieved for the summer splash readathon, where I'm like, okay, if I finish this book, I'll be happy.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Uh, there are definitely some prompts I'm not going to do or be able
Yeah.
to do, but I do think I'm going to be able to get the majority of them. Um, I still need to finish this book, which I hope to do tomorrow. I'm not going to set myself an unrealistic goal and be like, I'm going to finish 300 pages during the sprint.
That'd be
Well,
awesome.
yeah, I'd say I'm about 300 pages away. I'm on page 81, and there's 376, so more or less 300 pages I have left. Um, then I want to read Reflection,
Mm.
Mulan, Twisted Tale, and Unbirthday, which is a bit bigger. The Alice in Wonderland, Twisted Tale.
Oh, okay.
There's
That's
also
cool.
and then there's also the first Percy Jackson book. So yeah, I still want to read like 4 books, and there's only like a week left, but I don't think that's completely unrealistic.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So I hope I can do it.
I believe in you.
Last few days I haven't been reading as much, but I wasn't feeling that great, but I'm feeling a bit better. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to move on and read these.
Yeah.
And for the life prompts, I don't remember what life prompts I have and haven't done at this point. I still want to do the one where I dress up as a character. I mean, I'm not
Yes.
gonna technically follow the rules because it's like dress up for a character for a day and make all the choices they're going to do. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to kind of cosplay for her for however long I want to.
Yeah.
And then I feel like the one about making an outfit out of one of your reads, like based on the cover or whatever, like match it,
Yeah.
whatever. I feel like that would be fun. I still need to do the laundry, so I'll probably wait till I do the laundry, which I'll probably do in the next couple
Mm-hmm.
days. So yeah. Are you guys gonna do? Are you guys set out to do any more prompts, or are you guys done with the readathon? I know you guys were talking about not really doing as much.
Well, I mean, since I'm going to be on this major vacation, I just don't see it happening. It's not that I don't want to, I just can't imagine having the time. I mean, the only thing would be doing some things on the 31st, but obviously, I wouldn't be surprised if I just feel so much burnout and I'm like, I don't want to do anything,
Yeah, definitely. I get that.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting that end of the month burnout myself, so I'm not really gonna go out of my way to do any of the other prompts. I already got bingo, so I can claim that at least.
Yeah, exactly.
So and I read a lot of books this month too, which I'm really happy about. So for me, like that is satisfying enough. Um, so yeah, I don't have plans to go out of my way to do any of the other prompts at this moment, just because I feel like I have enough of a workload right now.
Yeah. And I would say too is, with what you're saying, hitting bingo, whatever. But I would say, I think all of us, we really did participate in the readathon. Obviously, there were just so many prompts,
Yeah.
So, and I'm still happy. I did some good old lifestyle prompts. I may not have gone to all the new places I wanted to go to, but at least I went to one. So, I'm proud of myself for that.
Yeah, definitely. That's good.
Yeah.
I started to Fudge or Not to Fudge by Nancy Coco, but I don't know if I'm going to keep reading that. Are you not enjoying it? You're not sure about it yet?
The title sounds like a poop joke, I'm not gonna lie. I doubt that's what the book's actually about. Like, that one's like, I think they could have picked a better title for that. Sorry.
Those cozy mystery titles, am I right? So, how's your week been going? Anything big happening in your lives?
Yeah, well, today I finally got my photo shoot happening. So that was really fun.
Go?
Oh, it was a blast. It was really fun. Because it was like we were supposed to bring 12 outfits and only 6 are chosen. But like part of it is like, the lady who's in charge of the acting and modeling thing, she's like, hey, this is my choice, but you still get to have executive decision because these are your pictures.
Yeah.
But it was so crazy. Like, we brought a fair number of shoes and only like 2 or 3 were actually used, but there were shoes that were the worst. Like, they were classy and very showy, but they hurt so much. Like, oh, it was the worst. But I suffered. It's super hot everywhere right now, but it was really hot in Florida. So, now to anyone in the comments, I had sent a picture of one of my outfits to Robin and Johara in our group chat. Now, you guys, maybe you can see that the outfit I have on, it's kind of a thick thing. So I was wearing that. I was wearing a few long sleeve ones, and I kind of had to keep it on. Well, halfway through, I start feeling awful, and like I'm like hyperventilating. I'm like, what is going on? Like, I felt like I don't know what I was feeling like. I felt awful, and it turned out, I was going through heat. What?
Heat stroke?
Heat exhaustion.
Okay.
So it was pretty bad. But fortunately, after some water, I had a Kit Kat, a little bit of food and everything, and I was back to normal, or at least semi-okay. But I was feeling awful. I was like, oh my gosh, this sucks. But now I'm fine, so that's good.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so sorry. But yeah, it looked like you were wearing like a coat in that one photo, which I was like, that's super cute, but it's
very it's very stylish, but it was because it was like they wanted to clip the because it's like, it's like a full sleeve thing, but they wanted to clip it more, so I kind of had to like stay as still as possible, so I couldn't just take it on and off.
Yeah.
And yeah, all the other ones that I was wearing, yeah, it was all around a bummer situation, but fortunately everything's okay. But I'm excited. I'm gonna see the official pictures 2 weeks from now, because my mom took some pictures, so that's like one of the ones she took. Yeah, it's kind of funny to see like behind the scenes pictures, when someone takes a picture that's not the official picture,
Yeah.
so no, it's exciting, and I'm really proud of the pictures. I'm really happy about that. And it was a little bit of a lot, but also really fun and rewarding. So I'm excited. And at least I have like a high note before I go on my trip. So I hope there are some good things happening. Oh, but it was so nice. So there was a hair and makeup team. It was so wild. They were tag teaming it. So while you're getting your makeup done, the other lady's handling your hair. I mean, your hair is just getting like whipped, and then you're just like, I gotta be as still as possible so they don't mess up my makeup. But they were good at what they were doing. And the lady who was doing makeup, I asked them, I was like, how long have you been doing this? And she's like, 13 years. I'm like, oh, she's fine.
Yeah.
No, but it took forever. Those makeup wipes? I had to use so many just to get rid of all the makeup. Usually I can just use the one. But yeah, they used a lot. I mean, the pictures look good, but it was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm not much of a makeup person or shoes person. Like, I own like 3 pair of shoes, and one of them I don't even wear.
Yeah, I only really have 2. It's just like I don't really wear, like, this is like totally not my forte. I had to like borrow like so many of my mom's clothes for this. I'm just like so much of that casual kind of person. I just like t-shirts and shorts and sweatpants, and that's about it, or some denim jeans, but usually that's it. But yeah, it was really fun. And I got some cool new hairstyles. Like, the first thing they did, they like really smoothed out my hair. They called it a blowout. I'd never heard of it really, but that was pretty nice. Then they tied my hair up, so I looked about the same as I always do, except with some makeup. And then they curled my hair, so I'm keeping the curled hair, for as long as it'll last. Because at first I'm like, oh well, hairspray and everything, we're going on a trip, I might as well just wash it. But my mom's like, oh, you could keep it for a couple days. So I guess that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the pun either. Unless it's like to judge or not to judge. I don't know. Isn't that?
It's usually to kill or not to kill, I think. So it's like a far reach.
I thought it was to be or not to be. That is the question.
Oh.
Who knows?
Well, that's the Shakespeare
thing. It's a big
thing.
stretch, though. Yeah, from to be, yeah.
It's the second book in the series, and I really want to read multiple books in a cozy mystery series. I don't know if this is the series to continue with. Yeah.
I guess it depends on like which like first book have you read that you really liked that you want to read on in that series.
Oh, I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a little crazy, but fortunately everything's okay now.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah. I'm road tripping, so can't hear very much. I'm not driving through, so I can read and chat. Thanks for coming, Rhonda.
Yeah, it's so good to have you.
Let us know what you'll be reading. You guys want to start sprinting at 30 for 30 minutes?
Sure.
Awesome.
I just gotta say, like, we were there way longer than expected because my mom had done a photo shoot beforehand, and she said, oh, this is gonna be an hour and a half, 2 hours. We were there for so long. I think we got out of there at like 11 or maybe even 12. I can't remember, but we had gotten there at 7:30, so it was so long that it took.
Did they do
it was
like
crazy.
Everyone in the class at the same time?
Well, I mean, there were definitely a fair number. My mom really doesn't know why it took us so long. to be done, but it was crazy. But fortunately, we got our pictures in and everything's good there. So that's that's what's most important, because like when I was going through it, I was like, oh no, am I gonna have to leave early? We were on like outfit 4 or something and out of 6, and it's like, oh no. But fortunately, everything is all fine, worked out, but it was scary. I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on?
Yeah.
I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, thanks. I hope I don't deal with that again. Oof.
Yeah.
Just, stay hydrated when it's that hot out, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
obviously don't wear layers if you can help it.
Yeah, I mean, it was for the style, but I really should have taken it off. Besides that the one that I couldn't really take off because of the clips, I really should have taken it off the second I was in. But sometimes you're not like thinking. Well, obviously hindsight is 2020, so.
Yeah. If that was me, I probably would have passed out. And I'm only half joking. I mean, with my problem with the heat and everything, I don't think I could have handled that.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. I mean, I literally like, I don't know if anyone's dealt with heat exhaustion, but like I was literally like, how sometimes if like it's not ear popping or the opposite of ear popping, but it was like literally like things were so much louder. And so I was getting so freaked out, and it sounded even louder to me, but my mom could hear it. I mean, I was like, it was terrible.
Oh, that sounds so scary.
It totally was. Like, I didn't know what was going on. Like, I felt beyond nauseous. I was like, oh, what?
Yeah.
But I didn't eat anything. What's the problem? And it's like, oh, yeah, because you didn't eat or drink anything and you're out in this heat. That's what's going on. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
boy. Yeah. But fortunately, everything's okay. So that is good. But I'll be sure not to let that happen again. That was just terrible.
Yeah. Definitely.
I just gotta say though, so that was my point, that like it took way longer, but I've just been like waiting to count down. When like there's something that has to be done at the very end of the night, or like there's a deadline to the end of the night, and even though it's like, oh, it's to the end of the night, but you keep on waiting for it. That's how I'm feeling with this trip. I'm like, okay, we're leaving at 11 something. Let's go. And like the hours are ticking by so slowly. I'm like, can we just move it or lose it? Because my dad's like, don't sleep, because you can sleep on on the drive there. Stay awake. Yeah, like, almost right away when we got home, I'm like, okay, I need to sleep. But
Right.
yeah, unfortunately, I'm still waiting. It's gonna be like 3 more hours, and I'm just salty about that. I'm like, seriously? Like,
Hopefully the sprints will help pass the time by
I
like
hope
giving you
so,
something
yeah.
to do.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I know the feeling of just like, all right, I'm ready to do it. Why do I have to wait?
Right?
Yeah, because I know it's going to be 18 hours. It's not like I'm excited for it, but at least it'll be started,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. When you are waiting for something, it just feels like it takes longer to get here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, it'll be here soon, and like Robin said, these sprints might help because you'll have something to take your mind off the time and reading and chatting with us. So hopefully that helps.
You know what? I think I might, instead of reading, I think I might, since I have the time, I think I'll watch the second Harry Potter. That way, like, I'll do it in little increments. So I'll watch 30 minutes, come back, we chat, and then I'll go back to it. Because I did want to watch it, but I was like, oh, well, watching it during the trip, I wouldn't want to do that, but I can do it while I'm still here. So that'll be nice.
Yeah,
I like that
sounds
movie.
like a really cool idea. You can let us know how far you got and, any thoughts about it.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll still be like, this is great.
Well, even, just like, "Oh, I got to this part and, like, I
Yeah,
love this that happens," you
exactly,
know?
exactly.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, that's really cool.
yeah, just before our sprint, I was just gonna say, what's nice is, like I said, I had all this makeup on and my curled hair, whatever. So, Robin, how you were talking about, oh, hey, during your road trip, maybe you could vlog it. Well, I started a little vlog just to say, like, oh, hey, I did this exciting thing. Like, I could just do like a weekly vlog. I did Sunday, sharing that I did a photo shoot. And then I'm like, and then I'll be talking about the trip. So I
That's
think that'll be
awesome.
nice.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that. I also really wanna see what you look like with curled hair, like, could you send
Oh,
Yeah,
a
me
yes.
a selfie in our group chat or
too.
something?
Yeah,
'Cause
hundred
I
percent.
love
Oh my
curled
gosh!
hair.
But like the pictures came out, well, like not even the pictures that the professional photographer did. Like my mom did them, and they were still so good. It's like, look how great I look. Oh, I'm so excited to see the final products and everything. So yeah, I'll
Yeah,
definitely send some more if you guys want to see.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yay!
I love to see how it turned out.
Yeah.
You guys ready to sprint?
Yes,
Yes.
let's do it.
Awesome. Happy sprinting.
Alright, happy sprinting, everyone.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey. How's your
I
sprint?
did a good. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just saying, how was your sprint?
It was good. I got fairly into the movie, and I'm having a good time.
That's good. What part are
How
you
was
at?
your? Oh, hi, Robin.
Hi.
Hi.
I was just gonna share my progress into Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Mhm.
So I just got to the part where they just met Gilderoy Lockhart, and they're dealing with Lucius Malfoy and everything. The showdown is like, oh boy, what a jerk! Family of jerks. No, but
Yeah,
I'm having such a good time, and I'm so happy. And it's like
it's good.
I just wish I had just decided, because I had been debating what should I read for childhood favorite. I could do Harry Potter or The Hunger Games or any other kids thing, and I really should have picked anything other than Harry Potter because I feel like it's kind of ruined for me, even though I'm still enjoying the movies. Like at least I could remember the books fondly, but now I'm like, oh, what if all the other ones I don't enjoy? I'm not gonna try, but now I'm a little doubtful now. I'm like, no, but I'm happy. I'm happy that I'm watching the movies. So maybe what I'll do is I don't know if HBO Max allows it, but I'll see if maybe I can download some of the movies. That way I can watch it during the trip because I don't really feel like reading now. I'm like, I want to watch the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. I
Yeah.
I think most streaming services allow that you can download the movies
Yeah.
for a time at least, so
Yeah.
that
I
would
know
be
Netflix
nice.
does. I don't
Yeah.
know about HBO.
Yeah,
But
I'm not sure.
about Lucy's, because you're saying what a jerk he is. The actor was so good because I did this video kind of recently, top 10 unscripted moments in Harry Potter, and there was a couple moments there. Most of them were from Chamber of Secrets, but there was a couple moments that Lucius did. And I was like, the actor knew Lucius so well to improvise these moments. Like when he hit Draco on the hand with the cane, that was improvised, and at the end with him kicking Dobby when they were leaving the
Yeah,
office, that was improvised too. I was
right.
like, wow,
Wow.
the actor knew the character.
Yeah, he did. And I still think it was so cool because apparently in the books it was like his hair was going to be about the same as Draco's, but then he's like, no, how about we do it, to more distinguish it, and he'll have long blonde hair, and it's like, yes, you made a good choice. It
Yeah.
really works.
How was your sprint, Robin?
Good, I got, I think, a page done, so yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
How's the editing going? You're not wanting to pull out your hair yet, are you?
No, I'm having a decent time with it right now.
That's
I'm not
good.
getting too frustrated or anything. So,
That's really good.
Yeah, my sprint went well. I read 2 chapters. Um,
nice.
yeah. Uh, I read I I read a chapter that was about Jasmine, and it showed like Jafar, um, you know, becoming the new Sultan. He already made 2 of his wishes to become Sultan and to be the most powerful sorcerer. It's only 100 pages in, so things are happening. Uh, so that was a little insane. And he did try to make the 3rd wish about Jasmine falling in love with him, but of course you can't make that wish. So he was so now I'm kind of, and that made him mad. So now I'm kind of wondering what he's gonna do, and
Yeah,
they left that chapter off with Jafar pushing Jasmine's father off of the balcony. But
Oh
then
my
I read
gosh.
right. I read the next chapter, but the next chapter went back to Aladdin being trapped in the cave, which apparently he was trapped in there for 2 days before he found a way out. So, like, a lot's happened, and I have no idea if Jasmine's father's alive or dead. And Aladdin figured out what happened because there was like this parade going on for the new sultan, and he saw the genie and the lamp with Jafar, and he figured that he got played. Um, So now he wants to do something about it, and I still don't know what's going on with Jasmine and her father. So it's all been insane.
Oh yeah, it sounds pretty crazy, but also really interesting.
Yes, it's really good. I'm really enjoying it.
Does it feel like, do these stories, I can't remember how many you said you read of these series, but does it feel like Disney, or does it feel like its own separate thing? Like, does it have the Disney vibe, or does it feel totally different?
I mean, this one so far does have the Disney vibe. The only other one I've read so far is As Old as Time, which is the Beauty and the Beast one, and that one got dark. It was not Disney.
Wow.
Okay? That one got dark. No Disney there.
Yeah,
But
crazy.
this one so far has the Disney vibe, but so did As Old as Time, if I remember correctly, at the beginning. So maybe this one will get darker too, but I don't know yet. We'll just have to wait and see.
Nice. Well, that's
Yeah.
exciting.
Read 4% and ate some fried chicken and ice cream. Nice.
Awesome.
I want ice cream now. Got a little bit red, but we've run into some rain and storms close by.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Hope things chill out. Man.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd say that's like my least favorite part about rain, storm, and stuff. The fact of if you're driving, especially when it's like really bad rain, like flooding type. Ooh, that's so rough.
Yeah. I decided to stop reading To Fudge or Not to Fudge.
Ooh, what are you gonna read now?
Yeah, we'd love to know.
Oh, cool. That's nice. What book is it? Did she freeze?
I think so. I
Yeah,
thought I was frozen first, so I
for a
was like,
second,
oh, okay.
I was like, did everyone freeze? Is it my Wi-Fi? I was like, what is happening right now? I was freaking out for a second. I was like, ah!
I was so sure it was me that was frozen, because, well, you don't have your camera on, so
I know.
I
I
was
was
just like, oh,
but,
no one's
like, we
talking,
both were
so.
like stoic. I was like, okay. Well, oh, I guess she'll try to come back on. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Tina says, I really enjoy books that are Disney retellings, even though I don't love Disney movies. That's interesting.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Hey, Johara.
Sorry about that. My laptop has been messing up with the internet lately, and it keeps wanting to kick me out, and I have no idea. Which it's been doing that for like the past week, and it's getting on my nerves.
Oh,
Anyways.
I can understand that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what book are you reading? Yeah, we'd love to know. I really enjoy books that are Disney retelling, even though I don't love Disney movies. I wouldn't say I like all the classics, but I do like some, and I do like Disney like DComs and stuff. So that's always fun. I don't read a lot of retellings though.
Yeah, me
I
neither
read
anymore.
Yeah, I read Beastly, which is a Beauty and the Beast modern retelling. I like the movie more though. And then I read As Old as Time, which is also Beauty and the Beast. I mean, that's always been my favorite fairy tale. Belle was always my favorite princess. No surprise there with my love of reading. But yeah, I think those are the only retellings I can really think of that I've read. But I'm obviously trying to read some of the Twisted Tales. There are some that I don't plan on reading just because I'm not a fan of the fairy tales, like the Cinderella one, the Snow White one, and the Peter Pan one and the Princess the Frog one. Those I'm not huge fans of, so I don't plan on reading the books. Haven't decided if I'm gonna read the Hercules book yet. I watched the movie for the first time kind of recently, and it was alright, but I prefer the Hercules, the one that goes alongside Xena, like the Hercules like live action stuff. I prefer that.
Mm-hmm. I'd say the only one in that series that I'd want to read, and I have it on my TBR, is the one about Rapunzel. I think I'd want to
Yeah,
read that one.
that's one of the that's one of the newer ones that just came out. I think last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to read that one. I do not own that one yet because I bought all these before that one came out. But yeah, I have. Trying to think of which ones I own. I obviously own As Old as Time because I've already read that. Then I own A Whole New World, Reflection, and On Birthday, which I all plan to read this month. Then there's what else do I own? I own a few more. I can't think of them now. Oh, Once Upon a Dream, which is the Sleeping Beauty one. And I own the Part of Your World, which is the Little Mermaid one. Those are the only ones I can think off the top of my head. So yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
I'm gonna start Death of a Kitchen Diva by Leigh Hollis. Nice.
That sounds interesting.
Definitely. As a dark romance reader, a lot of the books I read resemble Beauty and the Beast.
Interesting.
Yeah. Also, Katie Roberts' Wicked Villain series is so good. Never read it. It's about villains getting their happily ever after. Interesting. I like that concept.
Yeah, that is really interesting.
A series would be good. I don't know if that's like what this series is doing, but a series that would intrigue me would be like the stories themselves aren't that different, but except the ending where the bad guy wins. I feel like those.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. That sounds pretty cool.
The couples in the series are Jafar and Jasmine. Ew, that makes me cringe.
Yeah.
Meg, Hercules, and Hades. Beast, Belle, and Gaston. Interesting.
So, what are you guys planning for your week? If you guys have any plans at all?
Mostly working, and then hopefully filming my wrap-up video.
Woo! Yay!
Which I worked on the script for a bit today, so I'm excited to do that. I read a lot this month, so I'm excited to do my wrap-up on it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have to. I mean, I guess it'll work out that I'll wait until the 30. You know, like when I get back from my vacation, because I might have some things to say, and of course, maybe there are some lifestyle prompts that I hit, or just the visit new places. I can say, oh hey, I was here. But also, I will definitely do like I said, the week long just a week long vlog, just being like, hey, here's what I've been up to for the last week, and that's why I've been inactive, even though people probably wouldn't even notice. Lame.
No, I'm really excited to see some of your travel videos and, you know, hearing about what you do.
I hope to film a few videos tomorrow to try to, I haven't really filmed much in the last 2 weeks except for my vlogs. So I did upload 2 videos today though, which I'm very happy about. I uploaded top 10 Harry Potter duels and week 3 of the Summer Splash Readathon reading vlog. So
nice.
Yeah. So yay. The Sea Witch, Ariel, Maleficent, and Aurora. That one's interesting. I really love the live action Maleficent movies.
Right?
I love the idea of Maleficent being like Aurora's mother figure.
Yeah, because that's what I was about to be like, ew.
Yeah,
right?
And like at the beginning
difference.
of
Maleficent
like
was an adult when Aurora was a baby.
Yeah, exactly.
It's giving me the ick. I'm like, look, stop it. Ooh, yikes.
But I also hope to get a lot of writing done this week. I mean, we have the writing sprints on Tuesday. Tabby will be hosting.
Yeah, I'm excited to have Tabby join us again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's either we're going to be busy with family or we're going to be busy with family friends. So I probably won't be able to like pop into the chat. But no, I'm wishing you guys good luck in your writing
Thanks.
sprint.
Yeah, I hope to get a lot of writing done. I wanted to finish writing this book this month, but I don't know if that will be able to happen. I'll have to wait and see. Um, and I was thinking about future like readathons, and I'm thinking about not doing any more until the Monster High readathon, just because even though the readathons do, I feel like help me motivate to get more reading done. Even though I do read a good amount, they help me read more than I would without them. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I think reading my normal amount is good right now because I also do want to get a lot of writing done, and I don't want to focus just on reading. So
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna take a pause on readathons until the Monster High readathon, obviously, because I'm too excited for that and put a lot of work into that. So there's no way I'm missing that. So I think that's my plan.
Nice.
I don't know if you were same love simping Aurora's mom, not in Katie Roberts' world. That was from the live action Maleficent movies.
Well, like
Yeah.
even in like the original
Yeah,
like
like
Sleeping
even in the
Beauty,
original, she's so much
she's an
older.
adult when
It's giving me
Aurora's
Yeah.
born. So I don't know if the
Unless
age
they,
difference is the same in Katie Roberts. Hopefully not.
yeah,
yeah.
maybe they, made Maleficent younger.
Yeah, but also people are into that age gap too, so I wouldn't be too surprised if it was the same, but I'm not into retellings in general usually, so either way, I don't think I'm gonna read this series. Although I'm
Yeah.
glad you enjoy it, Tina. That's
I'm
awesome.
usually not too big on retellings either, but this Twisted Tale series has been on my radar for a while just because I love the idea of these classic fairy tales that we know and love just being twisted and turned into something else. And the
Yeah.
concept itself was just so intriguing that I had to give it a try. And I actually heard about this a few years ago because my sister had gone. I think it was several years ago. I can't speak. Several years ago, I think this is when I was still living in Florida. But my sister, for my birthday or Christmas, I don't know which one. It's in the same month. Bought me As Old as Time, because she knows I love reading and I love Beauty and the Beast. So she got that for me, and I found out it was a whole series of different fairy tales, and I was like, this concept is really cool.
Yeah.
Nice. I think the
Nice.
only retelling I really liked was like Wendy Darling I had read this year,
Yeah.
I think. And I honestly wouldn't have picked up this book in the first place, to be honest, but my editor actually suggested it to me, and he's also
That's
just like
cool.
only a sci-fi reader too. So like the fact that he was like, you should check out this book, I was like, that's an unexpected recommendation from you. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll trust you. And it's a very like feminist retelling of
Ooh.
Wendy and Peter Pan. Peter Pan's actually the villain in this book, which is so interesting and so well done. And I also like the way the author characterizes Neverland. Like it's alive, and it has so much personality. And honestly, I was so impressed. It definitely felt like a fantasy that has like the elements I love of science fiction, where it's
Ooh.
using this like like fictitious world to get across these points, these feminist points, which so it was so cool.
That sounds neat.
Yeah.
And something I wouldn't usually read either. So I think that's also why it stands out to me. It's just like
True.
I honestly wouldn't have picked it up in the first place. I would have saw it
Yeah.
and been like, oh, another like Peter Pan retelling, really. But yeah, I ended up really liking it.
Yeah,
Great.
I was never a fan of Peter Pan. But when you said Peter Pan being the villain, my mind went to Once Upon a Time.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Like
Mm.
to me, and the fact of how some even Honest Trailers was talking about, is he really the good guy? Really?
Right.
And just the way talking about, and I only really watched Peter Pan as a kid, but Yeah, it does sound like he was quite the not so good guy. And I could have sworn the whole reason Peter Pan even existed, like the original, it was like to represent the angel of death, you know, bringing the kids home. That's
Oh.
why they don't age.
I heard
You
that.
know?
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. So yeah, in a way, it's kind of bringing it back to what Peter Pan was supposed to be. Well, he doesn't actually kill the kids
Well,
in this book,
obviously,
but
angel of death, it's not like it's supposed to
yeah.
be evil, but obviously, you know, I think it could also be like just the human fear of death that they would see
Mm.
that as like a villain. And the fact that like death personified, they call it the Grim Reaper. They act like, you know, they have the thing modeled with a scythe in it, or however you say the word. But the fact that they have that so personified, I think it is people's fear of dying that they act like death is out to get them instead of it just being as a natural thing that happens. Like, obviously, there's awful things that happen. It could be murder or horrible accident, whether by car, plane, or boat, or whatever. You know, accidents happen and diseases happen, but like the fact that they, you know, just in general, like the common idea of death is like so feared, and it's like, well, there's a reason there. You know, people don't want to think about death, and they would more like to think of it being a villain and something to overcome instead of it being, hey, it's something that's gonna happen. You don't have to
Mhm.
think about it right now, but you don't have to be afraid of it, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, that's a really interesting
Yeah.
take on it, to be honest. And I think you're absolutely right. We as a
Yeah.
culture definitely tend to shun death
Yeah,
or
it's
think of
just
it as
like,
unfair.
I think also like, I mean, maybe over time I have thought this way, but I think also with what we were talking about, Robin, with the whole thing of that book, Eve of Man, and how we were talking about just the whole idea of the human race going extinct. Some people actually like that's the worst thing that could ever happen. And I was like, why? If there's only one person out there who can birth, like, you know, okay, like just let it go. If they don't want to
Right.
do it, they have every right to say no and go about their day. You know,
Yeah, and I feel
you
like
can't
even
force
like
them to do that. Go ahead. Sorry.
sorry, like even just like one person capable of like getting pregnant, like that's not gonna save the whole human race. It's just gonna extend it just a little bit longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna run out of people very fast.
Also, what bothers me about that whole thing is the fact that you know, that lineage is not exactly pure. It's a little messy, pretty
Right.
gross. You know, it's like, ew. Nope, nope. No, but I just think it could be cool because I know, Robin, you were talking about how you're working on your short story. I just think it would be the ultimate irony, kind of like a Twilight Zone episode, but it would be like, you know, they're like, okay, well, whatever reason, you know, only there's only one woman left on Earth, and it's time, you know, to try to get her to have a kid.
Mhm.
But then the ultimate irony is she's infertile or something like that, and it's like, you
Mm.
know, this, you know, you've waited until she was, you know, like 16, 18, whichever age they decide. They wait all this time, they have all this hype, and then it turns out it didn't even matter. You know, like it's not to be like, oh, it's not like a dig on, you know, being infertile. The point is the whole thing of these people are acting like this one person, you know, I mean, they really are just using this person. And it's
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
well, you don't get to do that, you know? She can't give you guys what you want, you know? And I just think it could be cool, um, whether it be a story like that or just in general. I just think it could be cool if it was even someone who could uh have a kid, but just being like, hey, you can't force me to do
Mhm.
something I don't want to do. You can't put all this uh pressure and ideology that you have. You're afraid of the human race going away, but maybe I don't care, and I have every right to, believe in my ideology. And I just think it could be cool if like all those people are going crazy and here she is just living her life with the animals and just living peacefully in her own little place. I just think that could be cool. But
Yeah.
It's definitely something I want to explore more in detail, just I've been in book editing mode, so
yeah, no, 100%. And it is interesting. I'm not going to say anything for the sake of, your book spoilers and privacy and whatnot. But what you're talking about, what your concept is, definitely sounds interesting. I'm excited to read it. Obviously, we all have our own interpretations with that concept.
Mhm.
Obviously, it is sad to see a fair number of people agree with The Handmaid's Tale. It's pretty awful that people would be
Really?
like, no, like I've seen it. I've seen it where they talk about it, and the fact that the author, I can't remember her name,
What?
but she said herself that nothing in The Handmaid's Tale is like original in the sense of what happens to these women. It's all stuff that has happened to women
Yeah.
throughout history. So like
Yeah.
it really is like something they've done before, and that's the whole reason. And I agree with it. I've gotten into feminism and everything like that, and they talk about the fact that a big part of, say, why marriage is the way it is, and the way culture is formed, like there's a certain way. Maybe things are better in a sense. Obviously some things are regressing, we've seen that recently, but they were talking about the fact of the whole reason they've been subjugating women is, well, if women had their say, since they're the ones actually going through with pregnancy, they wouldn't do it. So, these, and we're talking about like the full collective male ideology that was created, and they decided, okay, well, the only way for us to further the human race, they're not going to decide to do it freely, so we have to make our own decision, and we're going to do it. We're going to, set it up where any guy that wants to, they can take a woman and have kids. That's what they're looking for. And obviously, there's more in society and civilization and everything, but that's like a big crux of it, because it's like, well, you can't really build society without a continued generation, because it's like, oh, you had a good run of 70 years and now nothing else happens except for animals and vines growing and everything, and like nature's back to its whatever, like the human print, like the human footprint is gone or whatever. But of course, it's such an evil way, taking away consent and everything and total control. But anyway, that's my little rant. But anyway, my point is, the concept is very interesting, and while I'm thinking for August to be reading, like I said, those three, like the difference between the sexes stories, I feel like, though, one seems more sympathetic, one seems like it's gonna go in the general pro the status quo, and then the other one might be a little less, a little bit more feminist, but it could be wrong. So it'll be interesting to see. But I think what I will want to, if I decide and actually do read those three books in August, I will definitely make a video about it to, kind of show, okay, so here's like their similarities, their differences, and what I think did the best job in tackling the battle of the sexes and everything.
Yeah, that's really cool to make it your theme almost for next month.
Yeah. I definitely want to do that, because it's like I have really gotten into feminism, and it makes me feel good to like have more knowledge and everything, but it can be hard to know what goes on in society and what has gone on for millennium, whatever. And that's why sometimes, well, yes, like I was reading He Must Like You, and now I'm considering reading Rules for Being a Girl. There are parts of me that's like, but I read to escape, to deal with the same old kind of thing might be a little rough. But then again, I did read this book, Frat Girl. It was a feminist story. But I feel like it might have been more of like a liberal feminist sort of take. But it could be wrong. I could be wrong. It didn't feel like it was like a truly fully feminist story. It had its own little merits. And I did rate it 5 stars, but I think if I read it now, I'd be a little like, hey, it had a good message, but it didn't do enough, you know? But since I did enjoy that one, it might not be the worst idea to read some feminist stories. But I think to be in a better headspace, I might want to read some lighter things. But because of how much feminist knowledge I'm getting, it is so much harder to read you know, straight romance story, because it's like usually the guys got some very questionable morals, even the good ones, you know? So that's why it's a little like, can I really go through with it?
Yeah, I will say, like, so far in Book Lovers, I'm not seeing that.
That's
And that's
good.
why I've been really enjoying the chemistry of the relationship, because, like, both Nora and Charlie just seem to be on equal ground, and they're respectful of each other, you know what I mean? And there's just like attraction, and there's no like he's not like creepily coming on to her and she doesn't want it. It just feels so mutual.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, and I read this and I feel like this has to be rare in romance.
Which is so sad.
Right,
Like,
because
that's
this
what
is
it
what
should
should
be.
be
And
the norm.
but that's what I'm saying. That's why it bothers me that there are so many stories, even like, let's not even talk about dark romance. The fact that standard romance story, usually the guy's beyond problematic. And the worst thing is, even if the guy's decent and okay throughout the story, the third act conflict, usually he does like the worst thing ever. And then we're supposed to forgive him in like 10 pages. It's like, that's gonna be a no. Like, you can have a third act conflict, a breakup or whatever, without it being like this, you know?
Right.
I'll say the one book that did do this right, even though I did think it was weaker than it started out, was the Spanish Love Deception. Like, something happened with a different character, but it got her scared again, because she's kind of like scared of commitment because of what happened to her in the past. And even though he's beyond supporting her and everything, because of her own insecurities and doubts and her past trauma, she has to distance herself from him. So it's not so much that he did wrong, it's that she's unable to overcome her trauma. And it's hard for her to, like, she
Yeah.
can't fully trust him. So, like, that's a perfectly good third act conflict, because it's like, yeah, like, you know,
Yeah.
it's not she's not gonna fix her trauma in 2 seconds because they've been dating for a little while, you know. And it does make sense. But again, I've talked about Spanish Love Deception. I feel like it had some good elements, but other stuff wasn't. But I definitely think the third act conflict was much better handled, because I'll say one of the worst third act conflict situations was The Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. And, excuse me, what had happened there was, so the whole reason that the two main characters are set up to fake a marriage to go on this vacation is her sister, and I think it was maybe it was his brother. I can't remember now. Whichever it was, whether it was best friend or whatever, but they had gotten food poisoning, and so that couple, the two main characters, were able to go on their honeymoon. That's why the title is the title. But what happened for the third act conflict is, so even though the sister and brother or friend, whichever it was, even though they had gotten married at the start of the book, it turns out that the guy was actually unfaithful and a cheater and a bad guy and came on to the main character. And so she tells the guy she's seeing, because now they're getting together, and she tells her sister. The worst thing is neither of them believe her. Neither of them. It was
Okay,
so
that's super
awful.
messed up.
It was so terrible. And the fact, and it doesn't make sense. It's like, how could you question her credibility, especially for the sister? Like, how could she not trust her sister? Like, it was beyond ridiculous.
Right.
And yeah, like, it obviously it was only there for a third act conflict, but it was like one of the worst, most problematic ones I've seen. I mean, obviously there's way worse, but I'm just talking about the fact of like, he was pretty decent throughout the story. And then we get this. No, I'm not going to forgive him. And yeah, it very much lost me. Not that I was really enjoying the story, but that was like one of the worst elements that I saw there. I'm like, how do people like this book? How can anyone appreciate what they did at the end of the story? No, absolute trash. And that's why it's like, I've liked romance, like I'd say since I was like a tween or a teen, but now, I don't know. I think there are good romances. It's just hard to find, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Just like in real life.
Yeah, I feel that.
So, sorry, Robin, I was just gonna ask, I mean, I know you said that you're not really like feeling up to it for the rest of the month, but do you still plan sometime maybe within this year to go to that goth bar with your friends?
Oh, yeah, possibly.
Yeah,
So, I don't
definitely good
have
to socialize and hang with your pals.
right, I don't have plans for it currently, and, like, right now, I'm kind of yeah, definitely in, hermit mode, I guess.
Oh, I can
Uh,
understand that, but
which
I would,
works out for me because it makes me really want to work on my writing now,
yeah.
so I know that will finally come to an end, and then I'll wanna go out more.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I had, this was at least a year ago, but there was a friend of mine. I've decided we just aren't compatible, and like it's when you have, it's not like the they're an intentionally bad friend. It's just there's certain, you're just not properly compatible, and it's a little toxic to continue being friends. But when we were still friends, we were talking about going to goth bar together. I was like a little bit like, I don't know about that, especially because he's like a really tall dude. He really does fit like the emo vibe, and that's his prerogative. That's fine, but it is a little bit like he's fine to socialize with occasionally, but I wouldn't really feel safe, being in a goth bar with someone who I don't even always feel the safest with.
Oh,
I
that
think it would be
sucks.
like if something bad happened, I wouldn't count on him to help me out. Like I still haven't like gone to a standard club. Like, why would I want to go to a goth bar when it's like, yeah, that might be a little too much. That's why, like, when he suggested it, I'm like, well, at least we're hanging out. But yeah, and yeah, like the last time we hung out was actually for my 21st birthday. So, uh, and yeah, it was like he was like saying nothing. It was so awkward. I'm just like, this is fun. Totally
Mm,
sarcastically, of course. I was like,
yeah.
yeah, this was a waste. But I guess it just goes to show, there just are people, and you do try to keep connecting with people, but sometimes
Mhm.
there are times you just gotta let them go because it's just not the right kind of friendship. But I hope you'll have a much better experience, Robin. And I'm sure you'll have your like really good set of friends. I'm sure you've got your good set of friends. It's just for me with that person, it just wasn't the right fit. And like it'd be fine if we would hang out at each other's houses or go in town or something, but like a place like that in an environment I'm not comfortable with or have never been there before with someone I don't feel would be the most the proper person to be with, at a
Mm,
place like that.
mhm.
So I'm like, yeah, it was a good call for me not to go there. And I could have sworn, like, because he had a specific place in mind, and yeah, we were looking it up, and it just sounded a little bit way too much. I can't remember if there was like some sort of special room or something. It's like, I'm out. Nope.
I don't think that's the type of place I'm going to. My place that
Right?
it's genuinely just a bar that has like a spooky aesthetic to it.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I
no,
mean?
that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm so excited for you. I'm just saying, obviously, with uh the only because I had never heard of the goth bar until he suggested it. But yeah, that's like my only understanding or experience. But obviously, that was that specific place, and yeah, like it was a little like, oh, that's gonna be a no for me. But
Yeah.
no, I'm really excited for you, Robin, and I hope you have fun there.
Yeah, I think I will, but I need to be in the mood for it. I'm not like
100%.
super someone who likes to go out a lot, so for me it's like, but I can enjoy it when I do want to, so, but
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm a homebody
Yeah,
mostly.
I prefer staying at home, or at least going to my friends' homes. Staying inside. Uh, that's that's definitely more my thing.
I like restaurants. I like going out to eat, and I like bookstores and libraries
Yes.
and stuff like that. That's like my go-to type of fun. But I do enjoy like the occasional like going to a bar or going to a bar for like a show, for like music.
Yeah,
That's fun every now and then, but it's not like I don't like being around the like big dense groups of people, so
yeah,
that can kind of turn me off sometimes to it. Um, yeah.
yeah. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, Alyssa had said whenever we were 18, I think, that once I turned 21, she's gonna take me to a female strip club for my birthday, and she was gonna drag me to a male one for her birthday. But that was before either one of us knew I was asexual, so there's that. So it didn't happen, thankfully. I would have been so uncomfortable. Like, no, not my scene. Please.
I haven't even gone to a strip club. I don't have interest in it. I feel like even like a female strip club, there would just be so many men like patrons there. I wouldn't really enjoy myself,
Yeah.
you know.
Even if I wasn't asexual, I don't see myself enjoying that. Yeah, with reading difficult things, most of the stuff I read I would never want to happen to me, and it's scary, but it gives me safety. Safety as in knowing I can consume this happening, be scared, and then put it down if I need to. It can give you some information about something you're scared of, and it can give you power to be able to put that information step away from that.
Mm-hmm.
It can give you power over something you're afraid as you're witnessing this happening, but you have power to put it down to go away. Hi, so glad you could join us. I'll be reading The Lightning Thief for my Royden read along. I still plan on
Ooh, yay!
excited. I'm excited to read Percy Jackson. I've been wanting to read it for a while, and I'm very excited.
Exciting! Yay!
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy. Well, it's not like it's that much of a time difference, but my mom had said she would we would probably leave at 11:30, and it sounds like we're now probably gonna leave at 11. So sooner
Ooh, half
time.
hour early.
Yeah, I'm like, yes, we're going eventually. No, I still don't know exactly what I'm gonna do because I am such that person that stays up. You know, I'm totally a night owl. But then again, we were up. I was up since like 4:55 because we had to like get ready and everything, and I wanted to be prepared, get all my clothes together. But for that photo shoot. But sometimes it happens for me. I could still be up for hours on end and be fine. So I don't know what's going to happen. Either I'm going to be maybe watching Harry Potter or reading a book or something during the trip, and then maybe I'll sleep more like in the AM and PM or something. I don't know.
Nice. Well, I hope your trip goes smoothly. I know it's a pain to be in the car so long, but yeah, if you could watch Harry Potter, that would be nice.
Yeah, thanks, Robin. Yeah, I hope so. I want to have a good
I
time.
think I might have. Okay. Did I freeze?
Yeah, you froze.
Yeah.
I was like, what did you just say?
Okay. I think are we all back?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
a little bit. I mean,
Okay, all right.
for us,
Sorry about that. I don't know
your
if it was
visuals a
mine.
little, your visuals a little scratchy, but it sounds like maybe your audio's back though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, let me know if it gets too bad. I can come back out and I'll come back
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. So, Robin, I know you said you're planning your wrap up. Are you planning on an August TBR, or are you just kind of gonna see what you want to read?
I'm not doing any readathons next month, and I usually only do TBRs if I'm doing a readathon. So
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just going to do my wrap up, and next month I kind of just want to read whatever I want to read. I haven't really had a month like
100%.
that yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a free space month.
Hey,
Can't wait to find out what
exciting.
you end up reading.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I'll do a wrap up at the end of August for that.
You guys want to do a sprint at 50 in 1 minute?
Okay.
Sure.
I guess that's a good time to get back into Harry Potter.
Maybe 45 minutes?
Yes. I'll definitely have some good progress into the movie
Cool.
by then. Way
Yeah.
more progress than a book, I can tell you that.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so happy sprinting.
Happy sprinting, everyone.
Bye.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi, how was your sprint?
it was really good. Hey, Robin.
How's the movie?
Hey.
Movie's good. I just finished the first Quidditch match where Lockhart ruined Harry's arm, so he's growing it back, and then Dobby's telling him, "Oh, it was me. I was the one who messed you over, got the bludger and everything." And I was like, "Oh no, I'm having such a good time. I'm enjoying this movie so much." And it's like I totally forgot about the whole thing where like the parcel tongue and everything, and how like he hears the basilisk and everything.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I mean I knew he could speak to snakes, like that was so like in there, and it was like, oh yeah, he can hear it. It's like, oh, so it's kind of nice to go back to like some of those memories.
Yeah.
Nice.
How about you, Robin? How was your sprint?
I did really well. I got the chapter I was working on finished, and then I started chapter 9. So yeah, this was
Woo!
super productive.
I'm so
Last
good.
chapter was like a lot of action, and this chapter's a lot of action. So I think that's just helping it go by a lot faster, you know.
That's awesome.
Nice. I was really productive too. I got a lot
Nice.
done. According to Goodreads, I'm 44% through the book.
Ooh,
Ooh.
A
nice.
lot happened. Well, you did find out that Jasmine's father died. There was no way to save him. Like, it was so shocking when he was pushed off the balcony. And yeah, so Jasmine watched her father die.
Oh,
And
oh
yeah,
no.
right? A brutal death at that. But and Jafar was trying to get Jasmine to marry him, forcing her to marry him.
Mhm.
No.
Yeah, but there was a scene that I kind of liked after Jafar's creepy monologue to Jasmine while trying to get her to marry him, where she bonded with the genie.
Hmm.
That was a nice scene. Because Aladdin still hasn't technically met the genie in this version.
Yeah.
And then Aladdin found out about Jafar trying to force Jasmine to marry him, so he decided to sneak into the castle and rescue her. And just as he decides to rescue her, she was trying to escape. So they met in the middle, and then they were trying to escape the castle, and they were attacked by guards, and Aladdin got pretty badly hurt. He was
Oh
bleeding. Like,
no.
I'm no longer feeling those Disney vibes. This is getting darker.
Oh
Especially
snap.
the head guard died in kind of a gruesome way.
Oh no.
So
Wow.
that's the story. This is not giving Disney vibes anymore, but I'm loving the non-Disney vibes, so I'm happy with it. But that's where I
Yay.
left off with the guard dying and
Yeah.
then nearly escaping. So I'm really enjoying this a lot.
That's awesome.
Let's see. Tina said she read 8%. Yay!
Good job, Tina.
Nice.
I'm really liking it so far. The timeline's a little bit confusing, but it's good. That's good.
Great.
Hopefully the timeline will get less confusing the more you read.
Yeah.
Can I just say, let's just continue with that and then I'll say what I was going to say.
Had to switch to my Kindle. Too dark to read paper now.
Yeah.
Understandable. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, this is a different tangent regarding what they're saying. I remember, like I'd bring a book on the road and everything, and of course it would be light out. And then when we get home from someplace, and you'd be on the expressway, so there would be those lights, those yellowish, orangish lights, and it's like every little bit. Like there's a lot of space where it was too dark to see, and it's like I could read a couple sentences.
I remember
A
that.
couple words, what I meant, but you know what I'm saying. It's like snap, it could be fun though. I was just gonna say the fact that because you guys were talking about how much progress you made, so I'm an hour into the Chamber of Secrets, and it's just crazy to me because it says 2 hours and 40 minutes, and you know, durations of movies have definitely increased. I just find it funny how, because for me with the Batman, I mean, I think there was like too much filler, and it didn't like properly utilize the duration of the movie that it had. You know, it had like 3 hours. Like it should have done better, and it could have been shorter. But I just find it so funny how I can deal with a long 2.5+ hour movie. But if it's really hitting 3 hours, like Endgame, my gosh, like what? That was too long. Like, you know, there are definitely movies that just did not have to be as long as they were, you know? I can
Yeah.
understand like extra stuff, but sometimes it's just like, okay, this was unnecessary.
Yeah, I feel like more doesn't always mean better.
Exactly,
Yes,
exactly. Especially when there's what I find to be the most disappointing is with movies, they have really long, it's really long. But then you see deleted scenes that would have utilized the space so much more because there's so much filler that was not necessary. And
Right.
it's just such a shame. It's like, wait a second, you could have made this so much better and you decided not to. What's up with that?
Yeah, definitely.
Disappoints me, man. I'm like, come on. Ugh.
Hi, ladies. How long are you sprinting for? I don't know. I mean, we.
Oh, this will probably be my last sprint because I do have work tomorrow.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna probably hop off at 11. If you two want to continue, though,
Well, I'm
obviously I
not going to
won't
be
be
able
offended.
to. I'm not going to be able to stay on for too much longer. I'm not sure when my mom's supposed to get back, but I should probably head off before, so I might head off at 11 too because I just want to make sure I have everything fully packed, put together. I think I still have to like pack my phone charger and a few things, so I definitely want to make sure everything's taken care of. But I'm pretty sure almost everything is. Maybe also I can utilize the time to like get any downloads I want so that I'll be
Yeah,
prepared for the trip, you know. I mean, 18 hours is a long time. I hate that so much.
right.
I hate 18 hours. Why is it gotta be like that? Ugh, I would have done the plane if my parents were like, yes, do it. But they were like, no. And I'm like, okay. Oh, I hope I can survive it, but I don't like the sound of it.
I don't actually mind the long drive. I mean, I've went back and forth between Florida and Illinois a few times, as you know. And yeah, I don't mind that long drive. It's nice, and I don't like planes, as you know. But yeah, I just don't mind that long drive.
Yeah, to each our own, you know? It's
Yeah.
just I can't deal with it. I'm just like, like I can deal with being on my bed for so many hours on end. That's not a problem. It's very comfortable. But obviously with the car, sometimes it can be so over the top and it's just like, let's move already. Let's go let's get out of here. I just get so and for so long, you know, like at least when you're in bed, like you're choosing to do that. But obviously when you're in a car, it's like, well, you can't really go anywhere else if you want to get to your destination. And even if you like split it up, you're still going 18 hours to a place. So it's like,
Yeah.
great. But I'm still really hoping I can count on the friend I'm supposed to see. She is more of that flaky type, but I hope I can actually see her. It's like, can I mean, this is like the, I don't know, millionth time. Okay, that's a little exaggerated, but I can't remember like fourth, fifth time of her being so flaky. So it's like, I'm skeptical.
Yeah, I'm sorry that's been happening to you.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a shame because when we went for our trip, so many of my friends were like at college and everything, and now one of my friends, we're fairly close. We both want to get into filmmaking and everything. Well, now he's like down in California having the time of his life doing the Hollywood thing. I mean,
No
it's still like
way.
as like an assistant, but that's such a great thing, and like he's been
That
doing
is
it
really
for
cool.
thing, and it's like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Yeah, but it's like, man, if only we had the trip like maybe June 10th or something, maybe I could have seen him, but obviously that did not happen. But it's not a big deal, you know. There are people you get to see and some that you can't. But hopefully, what I'm counting on is like getting the food places I really like and seeing the places I'm familiar with. That'll be nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I loved so as you know, I moved back to Illinois when I was 19, yeah, 19, and but I wasn't living in the same hometown that I grew up in. Um, I moved in with my dad, who was living in a smaller town, only like an hour or two away from the town I grew up in. But my mom decided to move here, and we were all looking for a house we can stay in. Uh, my mom was looking at this house in my hometown, and I wanted to go with her to see the landlord and look at the house because I wanted to see my hometown again. And as we were driving through it, I was like, "Oh, I remember that place. Oh, I remember this area."
Aw,
And I got so excited. Nostalgia. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is bringing back so many memories."
that's so fun.
Yeah. Tiffany, I hope the riding trip goes well.
Thank you so much, Tina, and I hope you enjoy your books and everything and whatever else you're up to for the week, because like I said, I'm going to be elsewhere. So next time anyone's really going to hear from me, at least on a live show, it's going to be like a week from now. So, it's not going to be consistent, but I'll be like chatting with Robin and Johara during the trip, sharing some fun stuff whenever I get the chance.
Yeah. Well, I hope you have some fun on this trip.
Yeah, thank you. I hope so. Because, I mean, the plan at first had been, it sounded like it was just going to be my parents' trip. And then they're like, oh, well, you guys can actually see some people. So it's like, okay. And now I'm like, well, I don't know about that, but I'll try to make the most out of the trip.
Yeah.
Getting tired, Johara?
I am. But after this prayer, I was thinking about reading a little bit further, a couple more chapters, because I did want to get to 50% tonight, but don't know if that's going to happen because I am getting tired. But we'll see. I mean, I'm almost at 50%. I'm at 44%. That's close enough.
That's really good. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, I made a lot of progress today. I'm very happy with it. And oh my gosh, this book is really good. Like,
Yay.
I kind of thought I was going to like it, but I did not think I was going to like it this much. I am really enjoying it. And I do like the dark twist that both this and As Old as Time has taken. And how it doesn't feel like Disney. Like, it's just, I mean, with both stories, the very beginning does feel like Disney because they start off the story kind of the same. So you can get into the twist. But once the twist happens, boom, things get noticeably darker.
Yeah. That's nice. Well, nice in like a new adventure way, not in a, oh, it's so nice that things are so dark and heavy. No.
But even if you don't like retellers, I definitely recommend these because they're definitely intriguing.
Yeah.
But you both probably are ready to get off about now. It's 11 where you're at, right?
It's almost. I got like 9 minutes, but yeah, I think I'm ready to call it a night.
Yeah. Might as
I
well.
got so much done today, so I'm so
Yeah.
happy with what I've done.
Yay!
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yay!
It was nice to be able to talk to you guys. I thought I wasn't going to be available on Sunday, but it
Yeah.
worked out. I was able to chat a good amount. So yay!
Yeah, I'm
Yay!
so glad you could join us.
Yeah, I'm glad I was able to get some Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets,
Yeah.
watch time in. I don't know what I was going to be up to beforehand. I probably would have just been on my phone being like, this is taking forever. No, this sprint definitely, made the time go faster. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, definitely. So everyone in the chat, to if anyone's new, we do sprints every Sunday and Tuesday, and we switch between our channels. So subscribe to everyone if you want to keep up to date to our sprints. So thank you all for coming, and we hope you have a lovely day, week, whatever.
Bye,
So
guys.
Have a good night, everyone.